To the one person watching, hello. See how we do tonight. 2 people now. Hit the like button. That's the first order of business. All right. See how long it takes to get some people. There's 2. Hit the like button, guys. Got some news tonight. Got some news about the Epstein files. Very, very interesting. Very. Looks like we might find out some stuff sooner than we thought. Can I put this on up here? Shit. On these streams I can, I guess. Hmm. 7 people. Guys, please hit the like button. Start talking to me. Hop into the chat. That's how we do this. That's how we do it. And guys, please, for the love of Christ, do me a favor and subscribe too if you haven't already. It looks like a judge has ordered the Mark, my dude, what's up? Ordered the release of all of the communications between between Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. There he is. Mike, when I was younger and more gay. What's going on, bro? I know you're a liberal. But yeah. Now we'll see if that actually happens, because Pam Bondi will just appeal it. But then again, you got to ask yourself, why are they covering up the files? Because a lot of you like to say, well, the judges sealed them, which wasn't true. That was just grand jury testimony. But now a judge is ordering the release. So why is Pam Bondi about to not comply? Which you'll see, she won't. Go Dems, go trans. There you go, man. Always got trans people on your mind. We want boys and girls locker rooms. Do you? All right, now Nicholas, hey, that's up to you. Me personally, I don't agree, but yeah. See, I have arrived fashionably early. I have brought some crackers and fine cheeses for us to consume. Thank you, Alien Cowboy Farmer. Guys, please hit the like. Come on, man. Hit the like. There's a reason I asked for that. They slowed my algorithm down, which they always do with fucking people. So in order to get a lot of views back again, I have to have people hit the like. I need engagement. So comment on the video, hit the like button, do all that. We want free buses. Well, you better move to New York. Looks like you're going to have them there. Free rent? Sounds good to me. Idiot. Yup, I'm a Democrat. Yeah, sure you are. Sure you are. Yeah. I don't know any Democrats that want boys and girls locker rooms, but yeah, just keep pretending you're a Democrat. America sucks. Wow. I wouldn't agree with you on that, but the president sucks. I never think about trans people. I hope not. Hillbillies. I love free stuff. Okay, are these? I don't know. I don't know. I guess we got some trolls here pretending they're Democrats, and of course you know they're not because they're saying shit Democrats would never say. All right, we can play that game. Fuck it, why not? As long as you're in the chat, hit the like button while you're at it. No, your wild country sucks. Oh yeah. Long live Canada. Oh, Canada, huh? I transed into a Trans Am. Robin Banks. ICE took down Caroline Levitt's ex sister in law. Is that true? That's great. That's great. I can't hit like because it's Thanksgiving Eve and the Great Pumpkin will know it's me. Oh. You always have interesting things to say. I'm not a Democrat. I'm a progressive Canadian. Good. Hillbillies, we prefer being called rednecks. Hillbilly is our word. You can't use it. You tell him, Casey. She's from Brazil? Really? Interesting. Both left and right are full of pedophiles and criminals. Maybe, but we know one person for sure who's a pedo and a criminal, and that's Trump. That's one we know for sure. BB, how are you? Good to see you. I'm assuming Caroline Levitt doesn't give a fuck about her sister being arrested, right? Sister-in-law, I'm sorry. Every live stream, only when I'm live streaming does this happen. I get like a dry spot in my throat and I have to keep coughing. Massey saying Patel threatened his staff with criminal investigation if they didn't straighten up and play ball. Yeah, and again, all the MAGA people will come in here tonight and say they're not covering up the Epstein files. No, not at all. Amber Grain, did you hear, or Amber Rogaine? Is that what your name? I don't know. Did you see that a judge ordered the release of certain parts of the Epstein files, like all communication between Donald Trump and Epstein? Oh, yeah. Wow, really? Well, they don't give a fuck, man. You know, ICE, that's how they're doing it. They fucking they pepper sprayed trick-or-treaters, little children on Halloween or right before it or something. Those files have been fixed for sure. No doubt. No doubt. I like that name, by the way. Fuck Yo Couch. Shit, we just gave him some help. Charlie Murphy. Reacting faster after the ruling, I imagine. Or redacting faster after the ruling, I imagine. Yeah. I mean, you know, and again, Pam Bondi will just she'll just appeal the judge's decision now. And that will be some of the things we talk about when we say to these people they're covering up the Epstein files, and they'll say no, they're not. Yet Pam Bondi will be in a court battle not to release the files, and all kinds of shit will be going on. Obama deported more illegals than any president in history. It was okay. He's Democrat. Simon, deporting people is fine. I know you don't understand this. You're one of those people who thinks in black and white, but the way Obama deported people is different. Like for instance, what my friend in here just said, that they arrested a woman while she was dropping her kid off at school. You know, we see them arresting old fucking women, throwing them on the ground, beating up American citizens, locking them up, only to find out later that they weren't illegal at all. You know? So she has been here for over 20 years. and Pam didn't know. Huh. Pam? What are you talking about? Fox News should charge their network to Trumpsters. Fox News should change their network to Trumpsters say the darndest things. Yeah, they should. They should. Obama sent them back in cages. No, they didn't. Obama sent them back in cages. Okay. All right. Masked men with no identification harassing citizens is the problem. Yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem. Refusing to identify themselves as any type of law enforcement, just jumping out of trucks and fucking people up. Sure. Whatever you say. You don't have to watch it then. Do me the favor. Don't watch. What are your thoughts on that $2,000 check from the tariffs coming July 2026? Isn't it funny how he made it sound like it was coming this year? He was interviewed and they said, "You think people have it by Christmas?" And he said, No, not this year. 2026. There ain't going to be no check. The checks will cost more than the tariffs bring in for a year. So it's just like the Doge check, the $5,000 Trump promised. Where's that? News media is in bed with Democrats, KKK. Okay, another very intelligent person. But they aren't citizens, though. Yeah, who isn't citizens? We're done with propaganda lies. No. That's your entire platform, the whole Republican Party. What do you mean? You guys come in here and spew propaganda all fucking night, every live stream, and I debunk everything you say. It's all propaganda on your side. This is legacy entertainment media. This is. I wish you were right. Yep, still waiting on that one too. Yeah, on what? Oh, the $5,000 check. Yeah. Liberals are the prop. Is that zero agenda? Did you fuck that up a little bit? Okay, whatever you say, man. No problem. We all know this. Yeah, sure you do. Dude, you're like 15% of the consensus. Does anybody know what he's talking about? I'm 15% of what consent? What is he talking about? Lie after lie. All right. Actions Incorporated, whatever your name is, tell me what I lied about. Just name one thing I've lied about. Go ahead. I'll wait. If you don't tell me what I've lied about, I'm going to block you because you're just getting obnoxious. And I'm not going to let you just say I'm lying without telling me what I lied about. Yeah, just said they're hiding info from the Epstein files, propaganda, no proof. Oh, no, they are. There's all the proof in the world. You just refuse to see it. I mean, Mike Johnson shut down Congress for 2 months because they didn't want to release the Epstein files. They came out after Pam Bondi said that the files are on my desk. They then came out and told you there was no files. That's not proof they're covering it up. But now they're going to be releasing the files that they told you in June didn't exist, even though in February they told you they were on Pam Bondi's desk. Yeah, nothing strange going on here. Yeah, well, believe me, any of us will demolish any of you in a debate because all you guys do is lie. I can't catch a fucking break tonight. They showed where Trump has made $802 million on crypto since January. I thought it was $3.8 billion. Trump still isn't on the list, bro. How do you know? Tell me how you know. All right, yeah, you're obnoxious as a motherfucker. Here. It's a distract. Wait. Yet Action Incorporated, you choose to remain watching and trolling the chat. I know. Isn't that funny? They hate me, and I'm just propaganda, but they keep watching. What do you think about the tariffs? Terrible idea. Reciprocal tariffs can be good and effective, but universal tariffs are not. And we pay the tariffs, so it's just a tax on the American people. It's a distraction. The Democrats shut down the government and got nothing done. It's a cover up and distraction. Yeah, the Republicans are covering up the Epstein files. Democrats didn't shut the government down. They're not in charge of anything. Not sure there is a list, but he is certainly in the files. I agree. Although Pam Bondi did say the list is on my desk, so I don't know. If Democrats are more in trouble on those files, will it hurt Democrat midterms? Probably, yeah, but they're not. They're not, because they're the ones that have been trying desperately to get these files released while Trump's been covering them up. Bros, Kamala, Kirk. Nice, Angela. What does that mean again? Is that like alien language or something? The day after the government opens, the Democrats blew up the Epstein files. What? What does that mean? What are you talking about? Do you know anything, Simon? Do you know that the Congress was shut down because Mike Johnson didn't want to swear in Adelita Grijalva because she would have been the 218th signature on the discharge petition to release the files. Adelita Grijalva, a Democrat. And on that discharge petition to release the files, there was only 4 Republicans that voted for it, or that signed it. I'm sorry. Only 4 Republicans, 214 Democrats. What do you think about Canada? I think I'd like to live there. Oh, man, thanks, bro. I appreciate it. I'm very good at doing that. That's a disingenuous argument because they needed Democrats to vote to open the gov. Yeah, but everything is a negotiation. So let me give you an example, Jamie Cruz. It's like if you go to a car dealership to buy a car, right? And the car is, let's just say, $20,000, all right? And you say, I'll give you $18,000. And they say, nope, we won't sell it for $1 less than $25,000, and that's what you're going to pay. And then you pay it. That would have been the same thing if Democrats would have they were holding out. They're pussies. They caved in eventually, but they were holding out. It's all a negotiation. Any of these bills and stuff, they're all negotiations, as you must know. You have to know that. So when the Republicans say, no, we will not extend the ACA subsidies, why would Democrats vote for it? That would be like you just giving in and paying $25,000 for the car. You're expecting Democrats to just say, okay, Republicans, whatever you say, we'll vote. We'll vote. That's not how this works. So they didn't shut down the government, because if you want to say they did, I would just come back at you and say, like if you said, well, they shut down the government because they didn't vote for the bill, I would just come back at you and say, well, they didn't vote because the Republicans refused to extend the ACA subsidies. Therefore, they shut down the government. Plus, you know how dumb you sound when Republicans are in charge of everything, the House, the Senate, and you're saying the Democrats shut the government down? Why are you certain Democrats are not in the files list? Watch the news and look at what the Democrats did in D.C. today, asshat. Oh, you're just going ahead and assuming, as usual, that a Democrat shot the National Guard guys? Yeah. Yeah, that's all right. Well, I mean, you don't need any proof to stand on. Just say it for the fuck of it, you know? It takes 60 votes to pass something through Senate. 53 Republicans voted yes, 15 to... Of course they did. They had everything they wanted. The fucking Democrats didn't. Guys, it's a negotiation. It's two-sided. Just as easy as the Democrats could have voted yes, the Republicans could have said, okay, we'll extend the subsidies. And they would have opened the government themselves. They were going to let the government stay closed forever. They were not going to extend those subsidies. And the Democrats are pussies. They still shouldn't have voted for it. Dems will be in the files too, probably. And fuck them too. Let them get arrested if they did something wrong. Bro, Kamala too busy putting pride flags on the fence. Again, Angela Williams, that doesn't even make sense. No, she wasn't. But why is it that all you guys that hate Democrats and stuff, your complaint is always pride flags, gay people, trans people? And then you wonder why I say MAGA is literally, built on hatred. The whole Trump movement is built on hatred. Like, why did, let me ask you something. Can you tell me something, Angela Williams? Why did pride flags bother you? Just out of curiosity, why do they bother you? Yeah, and could have released them under Trump before Biden. He had 2 years to do it. Pay like me now. Answer that one. Why didn't Trump release them? October 18th said it all. What was that? I don't remember what happened on October 18th. Well, $1.5 trillion for illegal aliens, healthcare, not much of a negotiation. Oh, okay. Once again, Simon, this is what I mean when you guys talk about me talking propaganda. The $1.6 trillion was for the extension of the ACA subsidies. 24 million people in America have their insurance through Obamacare, the Affordable Care Act. Okay. None of them, and I mean not a single one, is an illegal alien. They weren't trying to get health care for illegals. And you'll keep saying it because you don't believe me. Instead of just using your noggin and researching it, if you research it, what you'll find out is that federal or illegal immigrants are not in any way, shape, or form eligible for federally funded health care, period. So, no, that's just what they told you, Simon, and they know you're dumb, so you just bought it hook, line, and sinker. It's not true at all. You're going to get health problems trying to explain these things to people. Don't even try. They probably didn't go to school past the 6th grade. I know. I was thinking about that earlier. If I really want the car, I would pay. Oh, you'd pay $5,000 more than the ticket price? All right, James, you're a fucking hell of a negotiator. They had to make sure their donors and lobbyists get enough of our money. Who is that? Why the fuck should we keep throwing good money after bad? Do you know that Donald Trump gave $40 billion to Argentina, but they could have extended the ACA subsidies for a year for $35 billion? What do you mean? Jeremy James TV, are you bothered that we've spent, as taxpayers, $95 million on Donald Trump's golf trip since January? Does that bother you? How about the $400 million plane he took from Qatar as a gift? It's going to cost taxpayers $1 billion to retrofit that. And it won't even be done until Trump's ready to leave office. And then he's going to take it with him. No president after him gets to use that. So don't act like you care about wasteful spending and shit. Because let me tell you something. Making sure that 24 million Americans have health insurance, many of which are children and old people and disabled people, is not throwing good money after bad. It's an important thing. And if you believed in America first at all, you'd believe in that. Maxwell was still appearing during most of his admin, but every Democrat just voted to release them. DOJ should just get on with it. Amber, you're gonna hurt their feelings. You don't want to speak facts to them. Trust me, I do it every night. It doesn't work. 3 times a day, actually. Yeah, of course that's the answer. Yeah, Ghislaine Maxwell was convicted under the Biden administration, and then she had her case on appeal up until 2025. So they couldn't release the files under Biden. And guess what? You know why Trump didn't release the files before Biden? Same reason. But you guys just swear that Joe Biden could have said, and the files would have been released. And what you do is you focus on that and ignore the fact that Trump could do it right now and the files would be released. Right now, Trump could tell Pam Bondi, release all the files and they'd all be released. Facts. Bill Clinton, what is you talking about a list? Who cares about any of those people? Number one. And number two, Bill Clinton, 99 problems. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Okay. Bill Clinton didn't start. Look at this. I cut myself till they shave. Didn't start, palling around with Jeffrey Epstein until after he was president for 8 years. Do you know what that means? That means that anywhere he went with Jeffrey Epstein or anyone else, he had Secret Service with him. So if you want to, do mental gymnastics and convince yourself that Secret Service looked the other way while he raped children, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised with the other kind of shit you crazy motherfuckers say. But yeah, no. All those trips are accounted for, and the Secret Service was on every leg of every trip with Bill Clinton. There's no proof that he's in the list on a list. Bill Clinton was on the flight logs, the same as Donald Trump was. Sure, they did, Jeremy James TV. Why not? The ACA is the Unaffordable Care Act. It was never affordable. Nothing that Obama said was true. It's ridiculously unaffordable, so we have to put subsidies in to make it affordable. Well, that's how, government-sponsored insurance programs and shit like that work. There's always subsidies, dummy. There's always subsidies. And now, people who were paying, like, there's a story of an old woman they reported the other day. Can't remember where she lived, but she was paying $70 a month for her health insurance. Now it's, what did they say? It's over $1,700 now a month because the ACA subsidy is expired, or at least when they do, that's what it'll be. That's what it'll be. So I guess you guys are okay with that. I thought some of those Democrats were being arrested by Trump. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. Obama was being arrested, everybody, but nobody got arrested. Ain't that some shit? It's almost like they were just trying to distract you. Good. Hakeem Jeffries is an animal, but nobody's more tied to him than Donald Trump. I mean, just admitted they needed the Democrat votes. The subsidies were due to expire. Exactly. And that's why the Democrats said, we'll vote for it when you extend the subsidies. It's a negotiation. The fact that you guys don't know this is flabbergasting. I mean, is that even a word? I'm flabbergasted. Yeah, let's just say it that way. Because, again, it's a negotiation. There's no such thing as one party just bowing down to the other's demands and just immediately voting for the shit. For you to say it's a Democrat shutdown, I know you don't believe it. I know you think you're smart, but you're a fucking moron. Seriously. Good. Leave, Nate. Who needs you? Who gives a fuck? Guys, please hit the like and subscribe. Very important. Because that's your crew. Who's my crew? It's because they're in the closet. Their weird religious upbringing doesn't let them be themselves sexually. Oh, 100%. An Afghan? You mean like a rug? You mean an Afghani? Somebody from Afghanistan? How do you know that? Why didn't Biden release the files? I just told you a minute ago. Same reason Donald Trump didn't release them before Biden had them, because Donald Trump had them first for 2 years. So it's not an argument you can make anymore, because I'll just say, why didn't Trump release them? You understand? And what would your answer be to that? You're so worried about why the past president didn't release them, not at all worried why the president before him didn't, who just happens to be the president now. You're not concerned at all that Trump could say, like that, Pam Bondi released the files and they get released. You want to focus on years ago, why Joe Biden didn't do it years ago, even though that has no relevance in the argument today. Because all we know now is that Department of Justice is in charge of them now. Donald Trump's Department of Justice. So, yeah, don't focus at all on why they're not being released now. Let's worry about why they weren't released, which is a complete and total unbelievable waste of time. Yeah, because I don't know if you know, but Doc and Marty McFly's time machine wasn't real. We can't go back and change that. Obamacare made insurance companies richer while the premiums for ACA skyrocketed. Just keep throwing money at it. Yeah, fuckface Simon. You guys piss me off because you have no empathy for anyone. 24 million people, many of which are old people, children, and disabled people, have health care only because of the ACA. Okay? So shut the fuck up. You're such a scumbag. I swear to God. You're like, yeah, why should we help fellow Americans? Let's give more money to Donald Trump for his golf trips or to fucking Argentina. You guys are, this is why everybody hates you. You're the biggest fucking traitor cocksuckers in the world. Ugh, you fucking disgusting piece of shit. God almighty. And you know what it's going to do to hospitals? Stupid ass 24 million people losing insurance. Hospitals are going to go out of fucking business. They said 350,000 nurses are going to lose their jobs once these subsidies expire. Yeah, who cares about any of that? Yeah. Yeah, right, Jeremy James. Oh, that girl just bought him up for no reason. She's not bothered by pride flags. You guys are as homophobic and racist as they come. That's why you voted for who you voted for. Do you believe Biden was sharp as ever? As ever? No, I think he was sharper when he was younger, just like everybody. But do you believe Trump is sharp? Bill Baker, Ghislaine Maxwell's case was on appeal until 2025. 2025. Yeah, probably, Edgar. Yeah. Let's say they extend the subsidies. What do you do about the projected 26% increase in premiums next year? What do you mean? The premiums are only going to increase because of them not extending the ACA subsidies. They're wildly scared of pride flags. They're scared of everything. Everything. You celebrate killing people. Oh, yeah. Do I really? I thought I blocked you. I've been wanting to block you. Yeah, you're a fucking pain in my balls. Jamie Cruz, why don't you call me and we'll have a debate? 410-941-9850. Bye, Thomas Knapp. Oh my God, guys, Thomas Knapp is leaving. What are we going to do? My wife is going to be heartbroken when I tell her. Nurses aren't professional anymore. No, they don't consider nursing degrees professional. And if you guys don't see anything wrong with that, just another scumbag thing about you. Oh my God, they're scared of everything. They seriously are. They look up large right amygdala, conservatives. You'll see that conservatives, that part of their brain that responds to fear is larger than liberals. Okay. And it literally makes it so that they're more scared of things. And if you think about it, it makes sense. Okay. They hate everything they're afraid of. Number one, they're convinced that the Mexicans are coming to take their jobs and fuck their women. They're convinced black people are all on their way to their house to rob and kill them. They're convinced that Muslims are taking over the country. They're scared to death of all this stuff. And they stockpile guns, even though they live in the middle of fucking nowhere where they'll never need a gun in their entire lives. They're scared of everything. That's why I lost my train of thought because I looked at this asshole's comment. I forget now. Anyway, look, this guy just puts not true in the chat, like as if I have any idea what he's talking about not being true. Democrats support Palestinians. Palestinians have been committing genocide on gay people for nearly 2 millennia. Thoughts? How do you feel about Israel committing genocide in general? How do you feel about that? I don't think you could commit genocide just on gay people. Wayne, Canadian, $20. Thank you very, very much. See, it's not often I get donations on these shows. I appreciate you guys. Now, please hit the like button and subscribe. I'd appreciate it very much. Homosexuality is against God's word, along with a bunch of other shit that you guys, have no concerns about. You know what I mean? It's not about homosexuality being against God's word. I have yet to meet a real Christian. You guys are all phonies. You don't live by what you're supposed to at all. You don't tell me homosexuality is against God when you voted for a man who has been accused of raping a child, accused of sexual assault 27 times, cheated on every wife he ever had, including his current wife with a porn star while she was at home with their newborn baby. I mean, come on. You guys don't care about God. You don't give a fuck about the Bible. You hate gay people because they're not like you, and it drives you fucking insane because you sick fuckers, yeah, especially you Bible thumpers, you want everybody to live exactly the way you do. That's why you're always pushing God on people like me, always. Republicans are scared of anything, definitely not scared of a Democrat or a stupid liberal. Well, in some cases, you should be. But you are, and it's funny, he said Republicans are scared of anything. It's true. You guys are scared of anything. You guys are constantly fucking afraid of something, That's what I was going to say. That's why Fox News, all they do is scare you guys. Like, it's their entire job to tell you the Mexicans are coming, the Muslims are coming, the immigrants, there's millions of immigrants, the border, they're running through the border's wide open, and all this crazy shit. And you guys get scared and you vote for a rapist. You know what I mean? Because you're terrified. And you believe that of all people, Donald Trump is going to be the one to fix things. Donald Trump, the most corrupt man in the history of America. Wayne, Canadian $20, free healthcare for all Canadians. What's wrong with Americans? Wayne, thank you for another 20. I truly appreciate that, man. I got to make money on these shows, and a lot of these people, they're just not classy enough to donate. But yeah, this country is fucked up when it comes to that. We're the only civilized country in the world that doesn't have universal health care. It's disgraceful. And why? Why don't we have universal health care? One word: Republicans. It's the only reason. And if it was up to Republicans, we wouldn't have Social Security or Medicaid or Medicare or unemployment or anything. Anything. All these are Democratic policies. Trump loves the mayor of New York. Trump also admitted that he's a fascist and said it's okay to call him one. And props to fucking Mom Donnie for saying, okay, you're a fascist. Yeah, he made Trump look like a bitch. There's actually conversations going on about whether Trump was having some sort of episode, like where he literally forgot who he was. Like, I know it sounds crazy, but how are you going to bash a guy and say all these horrible things about him, and then you're face to face with him? And it's not like he's got to be afraid of him physically. He's surrounded by, the Secret Service and shit. And you just start kissing his fucking ass, and you're smiling at him like a giddy little schoolgirl, and you're fucking, you dress like him the next day. Look at this. Mom Donnie showed up to the Oval Office in a red turtleneck and a black overcoat. And look at this shit the next day. You got to be fucking kidding me. That dude, Trump, is truly, I'm telling you, he's gay. He's truly in love. Truly in love. He told them, you can call me a fascist. I don't mind. And Mom Donnie was like, okay, you're fascist. Yep. Call or afraid that you're going to go to hell. There's no hell. There's no heaven. There's no hell. Stop it. Do you guys still believe in Santa too? Robert Wood, Trump. Oh, that's the one I read. That's classy, MB. Very classy. Now, remember stuff like that when you tell me all you do is attack people and call them names. Dude, you're a hypocrite for sure. LOL. Can't even talk straight while supporting people like Joe Biden and Bill Clinton. LOL. I can't even talk straight? Am I talking crooked right now? What the fuck does that mean? I can't talk straight. I'll debate you right now, and I'll fucking eat you alive. You want to debate? 410-941-9850. And I support people like Joe Biden and Bill Clinton. So you're just assuming that. Gotcha. This dude is trash. No, I'm not a Trump supporter. Trumpet was deployed 5 times. Yeah, I doubt it. Oh, that's a no. Who said that? Spiral cut ham as far as I'm concerned. As a Republican, I wish Democrats and Republicans can see we're stronger as you spelled that wrong, as one people together instead of divided. The government and social media is playing us against each other. No. Encouragement. The president is playing us against each other. The president stands up there in his press conferences and at his speeches and shit, and he says that Democrats are the enemy of the people. And he hates us. He hates us. So he's the master of the division, I honestly think you know more about Fox News than most. Well, yeah, of course. I have to. It's my job. You know what I mean? You got to know how full of shit they are. You got to know the shit they've lied to these people about. And again, this is the stuff you see them saying that's completely untrue. Where do you think they got it from? Only one of 2 places, Fox News or Trump's mouth, and which is hilarious because Fox News is the worst lying news network in the world, and Donald Trump is the most well-known, most famous, well-documented pathological liar in the world. God created gay people, so what's the counter to that? Saying their Lord makes mistakes? No, they'll just say, you got to remember, they believe in conversion therapy and things. So they think that people just become gay, that they're not born that way. We don't hate any gays. LOL, you fear-mongering little man. Can't even look at the right without projecting lies. No. You hate gay people. The whole MAGA movement. Are you pulling my leg right now? Like the whole MAGA movement flips shit over gay pride parades and stuff like that. Am I wrong? Yeah, you don't hate gay people. No, not at all. You absolutely hate them. Look at how many people will come in this chat during this stream and say shit about trans people and gay people. It's all MAGA people. You think it's people like me doing that? Who passes anti-gay legislation, Democrats or Republicans? Just out of curiosity. Well, we have no choice. If you lived in this country, you'd have to be too. Why are you so mad about Trump winning? I haven't said a word about Trump winning. Republicans are against SNAP benefits and universal health care, but they are for supporting billionaires and billionaire tax cuts. Robert Wood and these guys in the chat, many of which are poor, living in poverty, or just working class. They don't really have much of anything. They will defend that to you all day, why it's better to give the money to the richest people rather than to the poorest, you know? Wait, are you guys applauding Mom Donnie cozying up to a fascist? No, you don't understand words well, do you? No, we're laughing at Donald Trump for cozying up to a person he called a communist. Mom Donnie didn't cozy up to Trump. Mom Donnie called him a fucking fascist in the Oval Office. Imagine those MAGA scumbags voting for Trump to lower prices, but yet they are against socialism. Isn't the president controlling the prices? Socialism. Yes, that would be socialism. Yes, of course. They don't know. They don't even know what socialism is. They just say it. You know? So fucking funny. They want a lot of socialism. They want those checks. They want that $5,000 DOGE check, the $2,000 tariff rebate check. Yeah, and imagine them voting for him to lower prices, and all the prices went up. How funny is that? Oh, definitely Apostle. I wish Trump was more fascist. All right. You a Nazi yourself or what? I think it's good. Look at how full of shit they are. I think it's good that our president wants our city's mayors to do good despite their party. Maybe we just think differently. No, I am a genuine person and you are full of shit because before Trump, you take your cues from Trump. Whatever Trump says, you follow. So the day before, he met up with Mom Donnie. You hated him, and he was a communist and a Muslim and a terrorist and scumbag. As soon as Donald Trump said, "Hey, this guy's okay," you were like, "Yeah, there's nothing wrong with Mom Donnie," because you guys don't have minds of your own. That's the biggest character trait of MAGA. You guys don't have minds of your own. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't want our nation's governors or our city's governors to do well. He just forces National Guard on people's cities and shit. He called the dude from how can I forget his fucking name? Pritzker. He called him a fat slob like earlier today. Don't try to play us. We know better. Yeah, exactly, Jason. Yep. You talking shit looking like fucking Mr. Another guy who's just astonished by seeing a bald person. I'm the first bald person he's ever seen. And you're right. It's so rare for a man to be bald that I can understand why it's the first thing you would mention about me. Because whoever sees bald men, they don't even exist really. God almighty. You guys have no creativity, no wit, no sense of humor in general. This is absolutely 100% the truth. Trump MAGA supporters are embarrassed and don't know what to do now. They supported a creep, pathological liar. That's why they dig in. That's why they dig in even more, you know, and they double down because it's like they know they look stupid. They don't want to admit it, but they know, but they can't admit it. They just got to sit here and pretend they're the ones that are right because they got so much invested in this guy. You know what I mean? It's actually sad. You are a weak one. I'm like 7 days. You stupid fuck. It's WEAK. Jesus Christ. What do they all have in common? They're all illiterate. The other day in the Oval Office, Donald Trump said, "You can call me a fascist if you want." He said, "Okay, you're a fascist." Just like that. Trump is not honest. That's crazy. I know. Look at me lying. Republicans are treasonous, child fucking Nazis. Don't ever expect them to debate in good faith. Of course not. So what? He's a billionaire. What does that mean? So I got to hate all billionaires? I didn't know that. I had no idea that I was supposed to hate all billionaires. That's interesting. Thank you for telling me. I'll be sure tomorrow, as soon as I wake up, to start hating all billionaires. Yeah. You ever hear of photo ops? That's all that meeting, MEATING. Oh God, with Mom Donnie was. No, it wasn't. It was a meeting. And even if it was a photo op, 99 pro. You see how you guys do mental gymnastics? You hated Mom Donnie. Now you're like, it's all good. It was a meeting. And up until the minute they met in person, Donald Trump was bashing him relentlessly for months, calling him every kind of horrible fucking thing in the book. And then you say it's a photo op. It wasn't a photo op. It was an actual meeting. Okay. Mom Donnie wanted to have a meeting with the president. And they had a meeting at the White House. It wasn't a photo op. Jesus Christ. Can you tell me what is wrong with wanting people to earn the things they have without having them handed to them by the government? Nothing. That's how I've always lived my life. But here's the thing, truth be told. The majority of you are the ones that look for handouts. Okay. Red states disproportionately receive welfare, or let me say it differently. Red states receive a disproportionate amount of welfare funding for SNAP and things like that. Alabama, 16% of the state is on SNAP. Okay. And I got something else to tell you, truth be told, that apparently you don't know. A lot of people can't help themselves, man. A lot of people cannot help themselves. Okay. There are people that are sick, very sick, and there are people that are disabled, very disabled, and there are children who have no control over their situation. That's why like 39% of SNAP recipients are children. Okay. So what you guys have painted in your head is the welfare queen. You know, you see a bunch of hoods sitting around a stoop somewhere and they're all just gaming the system. No. There's old people, good people who work their whole lives and just can't make ends meet that need this stuff. I'll give you an example, truth be told. Walmart, one of the richest corporations in the world, and Amazon, Jeff Bezos, one of the richest men in the world, they are the two biggest employers of SNAP recipients. Now think about that. These companies are worth zillions of dollars. They could pay their people a living wage so they don't need SNAP, but they rely on SNAP so they can give their workers less. And they ain't got to worry about it because their workers get SNAP. You see, it's not about working for things. Everybody wants to work for their things and earn them. Not everybody. There's some scumbags out there. But every single system, every program is going to have its flaws. And it's going to have the people. It's going to have people that take advantage. Okay? But that doesn't mean you get rid of the program. And again, red states rely more on the social safety nets like Medicare, Medicaid, SNAP, all that stuff, than blue states. It's just true. It's 100% true. You can look it up. I'll show you what I've been reading to everybody. Let me show you something. It's Owsley County, Kentucky. Wait a minute. Let me find it. I don't want to get it wrong. Highest use of food stamps in the USA. Owsley County, Kentucky, 99.22% white, 95% Republican. You know that it's the poorest people in this country who vote Republican, right? I mean, it is. Red states are the poorest, least educated states, and that's by design. Oh, my God. Yeah, Jeff C., 100%. Yep. Blue counties. Trump is weak. Argentina. Painter, better. He told me that Trump is weak and gay. Okay. What the fuck? Trump is on welfare too. I'll tell you this much, man. The funny part is that so little of your money every year goes to helping poor people, and so much of it goes to making the rich richer, and you're not bothered by that at all. That's what's amazing about you people. Is I always say the greatest trick Republicans ever played on Americans is they've convinced the poorest people in this country that it's not the people all the way at the top who have way more than they need that are fucking you. No, it's the people that are poorer than you that somehow are responsible for all your grief in life, all your issues, your problems. And you guys, by nature, you're like Donald Trump. Donald Trump never takes accountability or responsibility for anything. Everything is always somebody else's fault. A lot of you guys are the same way. You hate gay people and trans people and Muslims and Mexicans because you need somebody to blame your sorry ass life on. Rather than just being a man and saying, okay, I made a series of bad decisions, you look for a boogeyman. And then you listen to Fox News and they give you a whole bunch of boogeymen to pick from. What about gas prices in California, $5 a gallon? What about them? What about them? Mr. Warhammer, what kind of question is that? Does that mean California sucks because gas prices are $5 a gallon? I'm in Pennsylvania. Gas prices here are $3.20 a gallon. What do you want from me? I don't know. You can also find that a lot of recipients of Social Security are actually white male and not Hispanics. Oh, yeah, no doubt. Sorry, I just kicked myself off of a StreamYard. Guys, please hit the like button and subscribe. Very, very important. I need a certain amount of subs tonight. So do me a favor. A lot of you in the chat agree with me. Hit the like button and sub right now. Don't forget, do it now. Oh my God, that's great. So do I, fucking Colin. So do I. Thank you, Abe Lincoln. You are honest, Abe, so you would know. You can't get assistance without an SSI number. It's the law. That you can't convince them. They'll never believe it. Oh, it's $4 in Northern California. What do you know, Jeff C? You'll never convince them of that, They really believe that the Democrats were holding out for $1.6 trillion to give illegal immigrants health care when it's against federal law to even do such a thing. What about black people? All they do is bitch, and I'm sick of it. I hear you. How come no one complains about Muslims hating gays? Probably because they're such a tiny minority in this country, and it's not them that are in charge of anything. It's literally white so-called Christian males that run the entire country, and they have a legion of like 70 million assholes that follow them. So you all just spread hate. Probably that. I'm assuming. Probably that. Republicans worry about a few dollars a month somebody might spend on products they don't approve of on their EBT cards, but they don't care if Trump gifts $3.5 billion in less than a year. Oh, grifts. Yeah, no. They don't care. No. They don't care that it has cost us as taxpayers $95 million so this fucktard can play golf. They don't care. They don't care that jet is going to cost $1 billion to retrofit. They don't care that it was nothing more than a bribe, and Trump gets to take that jet with him. It's not a gift to the Department of Defense. No other president will ever get to use that. It's Trump's gift from Qatar. $5 a gallon gas is $10.80 in Australia. Holy shit. Guys, do me a favor, hit the like button and subscribe. And if you can, send a super chat to contribute to the show. Consider it a Thanksgiving present. Or if you want, I'll put my Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal in the chat, but nobody ever uses that for some reason. Only my regular people on my other shows seem to use that. I don't know what people are worried about. Yeah, I'm going to put it in here now. You should contribute, considering that this is what I have to do for a living. I got to deal with assholes. You know what I mean? Like 3 times a day on a regular basis. I ain't hitting shit for you, Baldy. Oh, you don't have to, stupid. Only the good people. I don't really want anything from you animals anyway. You know what I mean? I hate you motherfuckers with a passion. Lot to do, a lot to even do. Simmons trying to take care other demons. To hell with them. Y'all are all right. All right. All right. Thank you, Brian Hill. Blacks, am I right? That's why conservatives win. What's why conservatives win? What exactly? California is a blue state with a $5 a gallon gas, but Democrats are reducing consumer spending prices. Again, I just don't get your point. Gas is literally always more expensive in California, and California is one state out of many, many states. So I can't for the life of me figure out what point you think you're trying to make. I can't. You've pointed out that gas is more expensive in California, and somehow you won a debate or something. I don't get it. Can you tell us what that means to you, that gas is more expensive in California? Because everything is more expensive all the way around, right? The whole nation right now, because Donald Trump and his fucking tariffs. You know that inflation was 2% in April. It's 3% now. What does that tell you? You know that unemployment is up substantially. You know that the job numbers are fucking horrendous, right? You know that utilities are up. Everything costs more money right now. The tariffs are doing that. But I'm sure you don't even notice. I gotta get to the bottom here. What in the TDS did I stumble into? No TDS here. I mean, except for the tremendous dick syndrome I suffer from, but that's not really that bad of a thing. Trump dick suckers. Yeah, that's what TDS stands for. Those motherfuckers. I didn't see it. Blue Vidette. I didn't see it. YouTube has given the useless a platform to be pathetic. Okay. What do you mean? You watch a lot of people like Benny Johnson and Ben Shapiro and Candace Owens? I agree with you. But yet you would not come out and meet these people you were calling assholes. That's what you think, Stonegate. You'd be real fucking surprised at who I actually am. I would no, there's no man that scares me, bro. Believe me, I've been on here 4.5 years. I've had people come after me in all different ways. I have yet to back down from anyone. Whatever I say on here, I'll say to your face. Believe me. Minimum wages, California is higher too. Well, yeah, they don't understand. They don't understand stuff like that. Like wages being up, it kind of evens out the fact that gas is a little more expensive. Everything's more expensive in blue states. I'm okay with that. No. How do you make things expensive just in blue states? Everything's more expensive around the country. Groceries are up. Utilities are up. The job market sucks under Trump. Inflation is up. I mean, what don't you understand about that exactly? I don't even know who that is, Brian Hill. Who the fuck is that? What's because of the Democrat lead? Guys, let me tell you something about Democrat leaders. Okay. You want to hear? Should I tell you? All right. Blue states are the wealthiest, most educated states in the country. Red states are the poorest, least educated states in the country. If you look at the 2024 electoral map by level of education, the blue states that just happen to be the highest in education all voted for Kamala. The red states that just happen to be the lowest in education all voted for Trump. Now, what that should tell you is what I've always known. Stupid people vote for Republicans unless you're rich. If you're rich, you should vote for Republicans. They're going to make you richer. If you're not a millionaire and you vote for Republicans, you're stupid. Okay. And that proves it. What a coincidence that red states, and you want to talk about Democrat leaders. Isn't it funny that the states just happen to be number one in healthcare or high up there in healthcare and education and wealth, just happen to be run by Democratic leaders? Ain't that some shit? But the states that are poor as a motherfucker and have to rely on those blue states, they're all red states. California pays in 75 or $85 billion more than they take out from the federal government. Texas takes out $75 billion more than they pay in. The red states would cease to exist without the blue states. Hey, MAGA, release the grinder files. Maybe someday they will. Democrats are the smart people. Republicans are on food stamps. I mean, what do you think when you hear Trump say, what do you think when you hear Trump say, we won with the poorly educated. I love the poorly educated. And then what do you think when all those people he's talking to cheer for him? It's literally him proving his point in real time. He calls you stupid and you cheer for him. I got a clip I could play you where he said in the Oval Office a few weeks ago, smart people don't like me and they don't like what we talk about, meaning Republicans. Okay. That's him calling you stupid again. And you don't get it. Listen, I think you're dumb, but not as dumb as Trump thinks you are. Believe that. Then why do the rich and people on welfare vote for Democrats? The rich, you're saying all the rich people vote for Democrats. Bob, let me take you back in time to Trump's inauguration in 2025. Sitting with him at the table was Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and Mark Zuckerberg. So tell me again how they all vote for Democrats. People on welfare, listen, people, because they know. What do you mean? It's literally in their own best interest to vote for Democrats. Why, if you're on welfare, would you vote for Republicans when they're just going to take all that away? So again, smart people know how to vote in their own best interests. You know what I'm saying? And by the way, it's not true, people on welfare, because I'll say it again. Red states, the rural areas in red states, not the blue cities, receive a disproportionate amount of SNAP funding. I'll read this to you again. Nobody ever uses that for some reason. Only my regular. Shut up. Highest use of food stamps in the USA. Owsley County, Kentucky, 99.22% white, 95% Republican. And let me tell you, the rich people that do vote for Democrats, maybe, just maybe, it's because smart people tend to vote for Democrats. I mean, I'm sorry. The blue states thing I brought up to you proves it. What a coincidence that the smartest people in the country all vote blue and the dumbest people in the country all vote red. Isn't that a fucking crazy coincidence? Now, do me a favor and hit the like button and subscribe. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's Trump. Yep, that's what Trump's doing. Yep. I'm a millionaire and I don't vote. Sure. Yeah, we'll just take your word for it. Oh, is that right? Wow. I have to see that then. Do you know that if you make over $300,000 a year, there's a 75% chance you vote for a Democrat? Okay. I'm not sure I believe that. I don't even know if that's a true statistic, or whatever. But if it's true, what are you getting at? Exactly. I don't understand. Again, would you consider rich people smart or stupid? The majority of rich people. Not talking about Donald Trump. Trump's stupid, but he's only rich because his daddy left him $500 million. Trump said they made over 17 trillion from the tariffs so far. Bro, he raised it recently to 21 trillion. You believe that? The entire GDP of the United States of America is only 28 trillion. Trump lies through his teeth. He lies to you constantly. And you guys are like, you go and repeat it. You don't even check. Yeah, that's not true. That's not true, fuckface. That's federal funding for them. I specifically, literally said SNAP benefits and welfare, Section 8 housing, cash assistance, all that. That's not for the military bases, you dopey motherfucker, you. Jesus Christ. And I said the rural areas and all that. Yeah, it's definitely the military bases. How long did it take you to pull that bullshit out of your ass? Oh no, it hasn't. Get me the source that it's not true that red states receive a disproportionate amount of government funding for things like SNAP. Go ahead, get me the source, and I'll look it up. Remember, Joe Biden said he hates smart people. Nope, never said it. Never said it. Bob, you're as full of shit as they come. Remember Kamala Harris said people under 25 are dumb? No, I don't know anything about that. If she did, though, there's a good chance she's right. Do you know more billionaires supported Kamala Harris than Trump? Exactly how many? Yeah, she spent that money. That was donated to her for the campaign. How much should she have spent? They gave her 1.5 billion. Was she supposed to be like, I'm going to try to stay under 300 million? I mean, what would you have done if you were running for president? You only had 107 days to do it, and they gave you $1.5 billion to run for president. Would you not spend it? Just out of curiosity. Do you really think I came from the average workers? What does that mean, Bob? Your pure lies, dimwits are voted by most educated in U.S. Dimwits are voted by, yeah, who are you talking about, dimwits? I mean, Democrats are voted for by the most educated in the U.S. That's a simple fact you can look up right now. My state is ranked 2 in education, and my honor school child is going places, and the treasonous president is fucking it all up. See? He just happens to be a Democrat. California has the most homeless people per capita. So again, that's one state. Poor people on welfare still vote Trump because of trans people and abortion, from what I can tell. Because they're against that. Gotcha. Democrats want only criminals to have guns. How is that smart? It's simply not true. I mean, you guys have been saying for years the Democrats want to take your guns away. I have yet to see any of them do it. I mean, the harshest gun control in history was put in place by George H.W. Bush. And then the most recent gun control, I believe, was put in place by Donald J. Trump when he banned bump stocks and all that. So I've never heard a Democrat say we want to take your guns away. I've never heard it because they don't. They don't. It's very simple. Okay. Democrats simply want common sense gun control. Specifically, if I'm a convicted felon, right, and I walk into a gun shop today, if for even applying for a gun, I'm going to get arrested. I can't have no gun, right? But if I go to a gun show in a certain state, I could buy all the guns I want without a background check. Now that's a problem. So they want universal background checks. And let me tell you, it's something like 87% of the country agrees with universal background checks. Let me tell you why the Republicans won't do it, even though the majority of the country is all for it. Republicans get their pockets filled, stuffed by the NRA and gun manufacturers. That's another reason they fearmonger you, and they're constantly telling you all the bad things that are going to happen to you. So you buy guns. That's why as soon as there's a school shooting, they tell you, go out and buy guns because they're going to ban guns. No, they're not. They just want you to buy those guns because a percentage of that money goes right into the Republicans' pockets. You're being played, in all aspects of your politics, and you don't realize it. Guys, please hit the like and subscribe. Very, very important. Beto O'Rourke said it. He said, I'm taking your guns. How did that work out for him? How did that work out for him? Go ahead, tell me. Did Beto win? How'd it work out? Republicans can't understand how every comment Jesse Waters makes is a straw man argument. They just be, I don't know what the rest of that's supposed to be, but yeah, I know they don't understand. Heels Up Harris was just a bad candidate. You're a fucking pig. You know what I mean? Heels Up Harris. Your mother was probably more of a whore than Kamala Harris. You know what I mean? That's how she had a scumbag for a son. I'm just assuming because, you guys are so threatened by women too that you see a woman who's light years more successful than you could ever be if you lived to be 500 years old. Oh, she must have slept her way to the top. So if you have a successful daughter and I call her a whore because she's successful, that's okay, right? Because Kamala Harris, you literally have zero evidence that she was a whore in any way, shape, or form. And believe me, we would know about every guy she's ever been with. She dated Willie Brown 10 years after he separated from his wife, and they were legally separated because they stayed married for legal reasons, but they weren't together. And she was fine with Kamala dating him. Kamala didn't even become a prosecutor, I believe, until the year 2000. So how'd Willie Brown help her? And then, by the way, her next position, district attorney, she was elected to that, not appointed to it. Attorney general, elected to that. U.S. senator, elected to that. Vice president, elected. So, yeah. Although you don't mind that Donald Trump is a rapist, and you're worried about Kamala Harris's sex habits, but you're not worried about Donald Trump being accused of sexual assault 27 times since the 1970s and being accused of raping a 13-year-old girl and found civilly liable for sexual assault. None of that bothers you. You're just worried about who Kamala slept with. How about the fact that Melania is a whore? Literally a whore. Does that bother you at all? I mean, she worked for a guy that linked up beautiful Eastern European girls with very rich white men. She was literally a whore for a green card, and that doesn't bother you at all. Yeah, I didn't say every gun show. There's a gun show loophole. It depends on the state you're in. There's gun shows in certain states, in certain states, the gun shows you don't need a background check. If you believe in the DNR lie, then you've already missed the boat. Michael Hansford, what would that be again? What is the DNR lie? The fuck does that mean? I've never been to a gun show and purchased a firearm without a background check. Where? From a private citizen? NRA became a political entity about 50 years ago. My father had been an NRA member his whole life. I remember him saying he would not give them his money to support the Republican agenda. Father was a good man. You just say that. Again, an issue that the fact that you even care is astounding. Who gives a fuck if she worked at McDonald's? But you have no proof she didn't work at McDonald's. She said she worked at McDonald's as a teenager, I believe, or in college or something in the early 80s. And you think that if that was true, there would definitely be records of it. 42 years later. Yeah. And again, the fact that you care if she worked at McDonald's, let's just say she lied. Donald Trump lies to you probably 75 times a day. In his first term, he lied 30,000 times. And 284 of those days that he was president, he spent playing golf. So that's a pretty short time to tell 30,000 fucking lies. He lied 36 times in the debate with Kamala. The guy recently told you that he's lowering prescription drug prices 1,500%. Now, either he's retarded or he was lying to you, because that is impossible. You can only decrease the cost of something by 100%, then it becomes free. Anything after that, the drug company's paying you. He said that his uncle and him, his uncle taught the Unabomber at MIT, and that they used to have conversations all the time about what kind of student the Unabomber was. Only problem is the Unabomber never went to MIT, and he wasn't identified as the Unabomber until 12 years after Trump's uncle died. So I could tell you lies for days. He also has been telling us for about how many years now? 9 years, something like that, that in 2 weeks he'll have a new healthcare plan. That doesn't bother you at all either. Every 2 weeks, in 2 weeks, we'll have a new healthcare plan. In 2 weeks, yeah. 2 weeks later, in 2 weeks. Yeah. The guy lies about every fucking thing. Everything. He lies about his weight, for the love of Christ. He tells you he's 6'4", 220 pounds. If you believe that, you're blind. Because if you know what a man who's 6'4", 220 pounds looks like, you'd know it was about half of Donald Trump. Yeah, and he didn't win. He didn't win. So there you go, Bob. Joe Biden said he was sick and tired of smart guys on October 24th, 2020 during a campaign stop in Pennsylvania. I'd have to hear it. In what context did he say it? Bob, don't spam the chat. Do not put the same comment in the chat numerous times. Anybody. But Trump said this. So, okay, you know what? I don't even care. Biden said it. You're right. Biden said it. Now, Trump said this.
Smart people don't like me, and they don't like what we talk about.
Okay, so now let's play a game. Defend Trump without mentioning Biden. Because you guys can't do that ever. That's why you're still bringing up a president from years ago. Well, I mean, a year ago, whatever, 10 months, 11 months ago. But you're talking about a guy who's no longer president when the whole conversation is about the current president. Why do you do that? Just out of curiosity. Is it like, well, if Biden did it, Trump's okay doing it himself? What if Biden really said that in context, like, first of all, it doesn't make sense. I'm really tired of smart guys. Okay, let's just say he's calling himself stupid somehow. What does that have to do with Trump saying it now as president? How does it make it better? Trump also said, I love the poorly educated. We won with the poorly educated. I love the poorly educated. What about that? Does any of that matter? Or are we just going to talk about Biden? Because I'll give in. I don't even care if Biden said it. Good, Biden said it. So what? Now, what about Trump saying it? I could defend Biden without mentioning Trump anytime. What am I defending him on, though? I can do it. You can't. You absolutely can't. Bring up a topic. If it's defendable, I'll defend him. They all lie, you dumbass. See, that's what you call a false equivalence, okay? Politicians all lie 100%. There's never been a politician in history who has lied 30,000 times in 4 years. There's never been a human being other than Donald Trump, I assure you, that's lied 30,000 times in 4 years. Lying 36 times during a debate that's only 90 minutes long. Do not compare any other politician to him, Republican or Democrat. The guy lies, I told you, about his weight, about his height, about drug prices, about grocery prices. He lies to you every day. You think he doesn't know grocery prices are up, but he tells you every day how they're down. Every day. Guys, please hit the like button and subscribe. Very important. I'll ask the same thing of you. Defend Biden without mentioning Trump. When I said Joe Biden said he was sick and tired of smart people, you had to say, well, this is what Trump. Bob, the whole conversation started about Trump. Do you understand? I talked about the things Trump said, and then you brought up Biden. So it was literally you using Biden to defend Trump. So when you said what Biden said, I said, okay, what about Trump? Because that's how the conversation started. I think that's called gaslighting. Don't do that to me. It's so full of shit. Just you did. I just did, and you lied about it. This is why I spam you, and this is why I keep on leaving you after I've proven you a liar. Tell me what I lied about. And what do you mean there I go comparing Trump and Biden again? How did I do that? Tell me how I lied. Tell me what you proved I was lying about. Go ahead. I should do that. I should stop talking about Biden, period. But I don't bring it up. I don't know what side you're on. If you're on my side, I think you mean there's no point in responding to these people about Biden. But otherwise, I don't bring Biden up. You see, look at what the show says. Look at what the title says. It says nothing about Biden. Bob's drunk again. Yeah, I know. On average, the Democrats are the truth and caring people. The Republicans are liars and hateful people. No doubt. Bear with me, guys. Oh, you were saying Bob stopped talking about Biden. He can't. He can't. He can't. You have a lot of time on your hands to be counting Trump's lies. Narcissistic as hell, bro. Later. I've never counted Trump's lies, you stupid fuck. These things are reported. And then you go fact check and you see, okay, they said it's 36 lies. Now, what were the lies? And then you read about those and you research those and say, oh shit, that was a lie. And so is the next one and the next one and the next one. And Michael, just so you know, so you're not confused, I literally do this for a living. So I'm never wasting my time when I'm on here. This is what I do for a living. I've been doing it for 4.5 years. Is there anything the left has done that you disagree with? Oh my God, hell fucking yeah. Are you kidding me? First of all, I'm pro Second Amendment. Like I said, I understand universal background checks. I think that's a good idea. But I'm pro Second Amendment. I love guns. My whole life, well, when I was in the streets, when I was a criminal, I had guns, but not for a very, very long time. And I would never have a gun around me now because I'm a convicted felon and I don't break the law anymore. But let's just say the majority of my life, I kept guns around me all the time, carried them, everything. Okay. So I don't agree with, but then again, I'm smart enough to know they don't really want to take your gun rights away. So saying for the Second Amendment isn't really saying that I'm against the Democrats, but okay, you guys think that way. A lot of the trans stuff, personally, I just don't like. Okay, and what I mean by that is like, I'll get myself in trouble, but I don't agree with liberals on trans stuff. Period. Period. The end. I'm not bothered by trans people. I don't give a shit who's trans, or if you don't bother me, live it. Live your life and be happy. I don't care. But I don't get down with the trans stuff. I can tell you that Biden sucked on the border. I can tell you that Obama's drone program was horrendous. And if I sat here and thought about it, there's probably a lot of stuff on the left, a lot of other stuff I don't agree with too. I was going to vote for a Republican in 2024 until Trump became the nominee. If it would have been DeSantis, I probably would have voted for him. So I know you guys think I'm a liberal. I'm far from it. What do you mean fact checking is bullshit, Michael? What does that even mean? Fact checking, literally checking to see if something is a fact, is bullshit. So in other words, your way of thinking is just let people lie. Why you got to fact check it? That's how Trump feels too. Mike, people count them like how many neck pumps he did. What the fuck? Kitty Diddler Biden, get it right. Ask his daughter. Oh yeah, his daughter said he absolutely never molested her, did anything like that to her. She literally just said showers that were probably not appropriate, which I think taking a shower with your daughter's fucking weird, but it doesn't make you a pedophile. She said she was a child. She never said what age. She could have been 12 months old. You don't know. Okay. And she never accused him of anything. She said that her words in that diary were taken out of context and grossly misinterpreted. She said that under oath in a court of law. But you guys just say he's a diddler. Meanwhile, Trump, the guy who was accused of raping a 13-year-old and accused of sexual assault 27 times, found civilly liable for sexual assault, and has talked about wanting to fuck his own daughter, and looked at a 10-year-old girl and was attracted to her enough to say, I'll be dating her in 10 years. None of that's, make sure you don't mention any of that, because that would prove that you're not biased and you actually care about whether or not somebody's a pedo. Yeah. I know how it goes. Believe me. If you don't like the guy, what he does is wrong. If you like him, no matter what wrong he does, it's right. Biden was very sick for most of his service. They just wouldn't admit to it. Well, that's your opinion. You're not a doctor, and I could show you some things now, and I'm not a doctor, so I can't say for sure Trump has dementia, but in my opinion, he does. And I could show you some things, and I'd like to see what you say about them. I'd like to see how many of you MAGA people will say, God damn, he's a mess. I wonder. Democrats did that to Charlie Kirk, right? Not a kid named what was his fucking name? Tyler Robinson. Not him. Democrats as a whole, like me, all the Democrats I know, all Democrats killed Charlie Kirk. Gotcha. Yep. In that case, all Republicans beat Nancy Pelosi's husband with a fucking hammer and shot the fucking the Democrat. What's her name? Something with an M. The one who her and her husband were both killed. Republicans did that to them. All, even you, if you're a Republican, all of you. I love how you guys just generalize. Yeah, I don't care about that shit. I just don't personally, like, I won't give in. You know what I mean? Like if I see somebody who appears to be a female to me, no matter how she's dressed or whatever else, I'm going to address her as a female. I mean, you can't change my reality. I won't allow it. But other than that, I don't care. Oh, of course, bro. I don't bullshit, man. I don't. The reason I say the things I say about Trump is because they are the truth, not because I'm biased. He did let a lot of illegals in, but you think that's a bit of an exaggeration, white man from town? Oh, that's from Thinner, isn't it? Good name. Why is that? There's actually a website you can go to and you can see a daily tally of all Trump lies and the actual lie itself. Yeah. They do. You're lame. All right. This is my problem again. What is my problem again, White Paladin? Mr. Street Smart, careful. Michael is losing his argument. We'll call you gay soon. It's only a matter of time. Let me see. Mama Fagan, new member. Thank you very much for becoming a member. I appreciate that. Guys, hit the like button, subscribe. Very, very important. Nancy, husband's gay lover. No, that was a Republican MAGA guy who broke into the house, and you know it was, and beat her husband with a hammer. Giffords, not Giffords. No. I don't even remember what state it's in now. Her name's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't remember it. You're based? What the fuck does based mean? Are you a Gen Z person? Wait, what? And your third world throwback foreign collusion voting bloc used to subvert the will of citizens. Actual shot National Guard troops today. The Democrat, I shot a National Guard. Oh my God. Baby, I think my wife is sleeping. I don't want to break the news to her. You're telling me and all Democrats shot the National Guard? Oh my God. I would never do such a thing. I wonder, was I high or something? I've been clean 6.5 years, but maybe I got a hold of something. Oh man, what am I going to do? So I'm going to prison, right? Yeah. Fact checking was started and is controlled by the left. You were narcissistic, bro, man. You got 1 million subscribers in those 4 years. No, I don't need them. I've made a fuck ton of money with very few subscribers. Fuck ton of money. Last night at 2 a.m, I got a $400 cash donation in Cash App. And this morning, 10 minutes into my first live stream of the day, I made $179 in cash and a bunch of money in super chats. I do very well. You don't need 1 million subs, bro. I bet you I make more money than a lot of people that have 1 million subs, because if you only get money off of views, you ain't making shit. Okay, well, both were in their underwear. I don't know what you're saying. But fact checking was started and is controlled by the left. Doesn't that tell you something, Michael? So in other words, what is your solution? Don't fact check people. So if Donald Trump says he's gonna, or let's say Donald Trump says he made a trade deal worth trillions of dollars with some nation, just believe him with no proof whatsoever. Just believe him, right? Okay. We generalize because of comments like white privilege. You don't know what someone has gone through. I had the privilege of growing up poor. I ate what I could shoot, catch, or afford. Capitalism. Let me tell you something, man. The problem with you guys, and I don't go for it, I don't care about that. I'm not somebody who's going to sit here and call everybody racist and all that. But you don't understand what white privilege is. And believe me, it is as real as anything else. Let me explain. White privilege it does not mean you were privileged. It never meant that. It doesn't mean things were handed to you. It doesn't mean anything of the sort. It literally only means that you are given the benefit of the doubt in situations where other races are not. Perfect example. So I was a drug dealer for a very long time. Okay. One day I was on a corner of my street. I lived on Boundary Avenue in this city, whatever. I was on the corner of my street meeting this Puerto Rican dude, and I was selling him crack cocaine. Okay. A cop drove right past me. There was a black kid standing down the hill with a book bag and headphones on, doing nothing, but it appeared to be waiting for a school bus or something. And the cop stopped him, hassled the shit out of him, wanted his ID, wanted to know what he's doing there. The kid, I don't even think was 18. Okay. That's white privilege. He saw me and it never even occurred to him that I was the one selling the crack. The black kid down the street, he was the drug dealer in that cop's eyes. Do you understand? Give you an example. Sean Hannity one time said, you know what I do when I get pulled over? I step out of the car. Think about this. Sean Hannity said, I step out of the car. I look at the cop. I open my jacket where my gun is. And I say, officer, I have a gun. And the officer says, no problem. Don't worry about it. Now, in his story, he was not known to the cop as Sean Hannity. The cop didn't know who he was. Who knows if that's true or not? He didn't understand that what he just did was described white privilege. Because if he was a black man and opened up his jacket with a gun in it, he would have been shot and killed immediately. And you know it. So that's white privilege. White privilege, you guys, I always hear you guys say, I grew up with nothing. I didn't have no privilege. I worked for everything I had. Nobody is saying you didn't. That's not what white privilege is. White privilege means because of the color of your skin, you have to deal with less bullshit than people who have brown and black skin. And if you deny that that's true, you're all living in a fucking fantasy land. Oh, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. That guy took more money from private prison companies and APAC than anyone. Corporations, private prison corporations. Cowboy Daddy Yoda, $20. Keep speaking facts, my brother. Thank you, Cowboy Baby Yoda. Did I say Daddy Yoda? I always do that. Cowboy Baby Yoda. Trayvon Martin, George Zimmerman got off, unalived that kid, had nothing. Well, that's a perfect example, yeah. And I know they'll say he's Hispanic, but George Zimmerman, his name is George Zimmerman. Remember that. It's as white as could be. That's a perfect example. I mean, anybody who could say what he did is okay, you're just full of shit. Because if it was your son, you'd want to kill every fucking buddy. But because it was a black kid that was killed and a white guy that did the killing, no big deal. You have no problem with that. You know? So that's the thing about you guys. I am not one of those people that sits here and defends everything about black people and pretends that race, injects race into everything and says that everybody's racist and all. No. I call racist people racist. But I'm explaining to you, believe me, what white privilege was always meant. It always meant you just get the benefit of the doubt. I walk around, even with my tattoos and shit, even though I was a career criminal my whole fucking life, if I go in a convenience store and walk around 10 times, chances are nobody's going to even keep their eyes on me. If my black friend walks in the convenience store, he's going to be followed. He's going to be suspected of shoplifting. That's just the way it is. That's America. So that's all white privileges. Give all your stream money to BLM then. Why would I do that? I don't even support BLM. Again, I think you're confused. Why would I do that? I don't support BLM at all. At all. Tammy Stanzel Pelosi was awakened by broken glass. An old man sleeps in his underwear, and that makes him gay. Does it matter if they wear boxers or briefs? Yeah, who knows with these sickos? You sold crack. You have no moral grounds to talk about. You preyed on your neighbors. No. I was a bad guy, but that was in my past. You know what I mean? Kind of like how you forgive Trump for everything he did in his past. I actually, since I got clean and sober, I got married. I moved to the suburbs. I live a nice, peaceful life. I haven't broken the law in 6.5, 7 years. I don't bother anybody. I'm barely even out at night. I don't drink. I don't do drugs. And I've actually had the opportunity to pay forward, I guess you could say, the help that I got. And I've been able to help a lot of people get off drugs. On this very channel, I did addiction and recovery shows for years. And I've left home and driven people, picked people up in far, far away. I don't want to, I'm not going to get into details. And I've taken them to other states just to get into detox, just because I knew they were in trouble. So yeah, I was a bad guy. No question about it. Yep. But I'm not anymore. I turned my life around. And Wayne Thompson, you're probably not a great guy either. White privilege is exactly that. Couldn't have said it better myself. That's all it is. And if you guys deny you have that, you're crazy. You're crazy. Because if you get pulled over and you tell the cop, listen, I have a CCP, I have a gun in my waistline, chances are there's not going to be any problems. I remember the one guy, I can't remember the dude's name. This guy had no criminal record. He actually worked in a fucking school cafeteria. He was a lunch guy, okay, in a school cafeteria. He got pulled over. The cop is on the passenger side window and said, give me your ID. Even though he was just a passenger, he didn't have to give them shit. And he said, he told the cop he had a gun. And the cop said, okay, give me your ID. And he said, I don't want to reach for my ID because you're going to think I'm reaching for my gun. The cop said, nope, no problem. Go ahead and reach for your wallet. And then he shot him as soon as he did it, and he got away with it. That's the thing. That's the thing. No, of course not. Why would I do that? I just laughed at the situation. This guy talks more black around black people. No, White Paladin, you don't know my life. I spent most of my life in a very, very bad area. And literally everybody in my life that's not blood related to me, they're all black. You know what I mean? I never act like that. I never have to. So get a damn tan. I have like a billion lights on me right now. I'm Sicilian. I'm very, very dark skinned. Very. Many Hispanics look white. If you're from Spain, you're white. Yeah, Cubans identify as white. Hialeah, Florida is they say is the whitest neighborhood in all of America. Meanwhile, it's all Cubans, but they all identify as white. One cope racial profiling doesn't account for white privileged. One cope racial profiling doesn't account for white privileged. You're wrong. White privileged comes from profiling middle-aged white men. You're 100% correct. I have no idea if you're on my side or not, or what you mean by that, saltwater life, but that was horribly written. I think you're on my side. You're doing talk to text or something. I help black people quite a bit. Y'all already know. That's what's up. I personally, listen, I'm a guy that I don't make excuses for people. I don't want to hear no shit about shit that happened, centuries ago. I don't care about none of that. If you work hard and do your thing, you can get ahead in this country and in life, period. But I'm also not stupid. I've seen things my whole life with my own fucking eyes. You can't tell me they're not real. I didn't just watch cops beating the shit out of people and shooting them on TV. I saw it in my own personal life. Should probably take the cap off that. Guys, please hit the like button and subscribe. Yeah, and if that would have been Tom Brady, because Obama did something Tom Brady didn't like, they would have cheered for him. Because quite honestly, what Colin Kaepernick did is the most American thing you can do. You're exercising your freedom of speech and your right to peacefully protest and all that. And what was I going to say? Oh, that's when they say our brave men and women fought for the American flag and you're kneeling for the anthem. They fought for him to be able to kneel for the American or for the national anthem. Like, see, say I'm racist without saying I'm racist. Free Derek Chauvin. Why would they free him? He murdered somebody. Democrat career criminal, LOL, typical. No. That was in my old life. I'm no longer in any way, shape, or form like that. And by the way, I got news for you, bro. I have less felonies than Donald fucking Trump does. Okay? And so does everybody I know. Donald Trump has more felonies than anybody I know. Donald Trump is a career criminal, dickhead. Holy shit. I don't care if BLM is an organization or not. I'm not somebody that, I don't get involved in all that. It's black on black crime all over the world. I'm saying that as a black man. Yeah, but what are you getting at? Let me tell you something. There's white on white crime all over the world. You know who people kill and abuse and assault? People in their neighborhoods, people that live around them. You know what I mean? I'm Italian. Okay, I'm from New York originally. This channel is actually, it was about the mafia for the longest time. It was a channel about the history of the mafia. Okay. And there was a neighborhood, there's many Italian neighborhoods where this took place, but there was a neighborhood, there still is. It's just not as Italian anymore. It's called Bensonhurst in Brooklyn. It's where my family was from. Okay. This place was mafia heaven, and kids from a very young age, they wanted to be mob guys. So they would, they were gangsters in training, they would call them. From a very young age, they were bookmaking, they were loan sharking, they were fucking, beating people up, they were shooting people, everything. And in that neighborhood, all it was for decades was Italians killing Italians. They didn't kill Puerto Ricans or Cubans or Colombians or black people. It was Italians killing Italians. You know why? Because that's what you kill. You kill your own. The majority of the time. So yeah, there's black on black crime, and there's white on white crime, and there's Puerto Rican on Puerto Rican crime, and Mexican on Mexican crime, and Asian on Asian crime. Those neighborhoods, those Italian neighborhoods in New York and shit that were mobbed up, it's literally, and I've lived in both. I lived in what could be considered definitely a mob neighborhood, and I lived in the hood. And I'm telling you, there's no difference, except the mob guys are a little more organized, and they know how to shoot a gun better. I'll say that much. You should be, BCJ. Guys, please hit the like and subscribe. I grew up in the hood. I didn't steal. I didn't prey on my neighbors. No jail time. Homeless at 14. Debt-free by 33. Married. Put 2 kids through college. I'm from the Oakland Bay Area. You're a chump. So you're better than me, Wayne Thompson. Okay, good. I'm glad to know that you look down on me. I hope you know that I look down on you, because you're a Trump supporter and you support pedophiles. So that pretty much erases every accomplishment you've ever had. And by the way, you're just telling me that. I don't know that about you. You could tell me you're an astronaut and I wouldn't know the truth. So don't expect me to take your word for things. Wayne, $50. Holy shit. Wayne H, $50. Oh, I didn't even see the $2. Did I? I don't know. Why did I star these? But the $50 from Wayne H, thank you, brother. Thank you so fucking much, man. You guys, you gave me so far 42, $92. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate that a lot. I do. I got to get back to somebody later. The white privilege BS is how black fatigue started. No one gives a shit anymore. Now, you guys just don't understand what it is. Like you don't understand anything else. Nobody with brains thinks that white privilege means that white people just had it easy, that they were just handed everything. It's just like Black Lives Matter. And I don't even care about that group. I told you I don't support it. I don't even know much about it. I don't care. But I was smart enough to know that when people said Black Lives Matter, they didn't mean only Black Lives Matter. They meant Black Lives Matter also. And you guys you're such stunads, as we say in Italian, that you're like, they're saying only Black Lives Matter. Fuck that. All lives matter. They didn't say all lives don't matter. They were just reminding people that Black lives do too. You know what I mean? That's all. Trump's your daddy. You're gay. Don't ever listen, if you're straight, let me give you some advice. Don't ever refer to another grown man as daddy, because only gay guys do that. White privileged is made up bullshit. Okay, you're right. You're right. If a lily white guy, blonde hair, blue hair, or blonde hair, blue eyes, gets pulled over in a nice car, he's going to be treated exactly the same way as a black guy getting pulled over in the same car. You're right. There will be no difference in the treatment whatsoever. White privilege is not a thing. You're 100% right. Yep. Oh, great. Does MAGA not believe in maps now? They don't believe in anything except for Donald Trump. Yeah, I don't. That's why I said I don't support them. I don't care about Black Lives Matter at all. But they beat you up if you say all lives matter. Really? Could you show me some examples of that happening? Only Black lives. That's what they act like. I used to try to explain this to people. Like, guys, you take shit too far. It's just like the white privilege thing. And it's like when you say they're trying to take your guns away. All any serious Democrat politician ever recommended was banning the sale of AR-15s, which means, like, if you already own AR-15s, they're yours. They're yours to keep. You know what I mean? Like, they're not going to take your guns. But you guys take everything so far. It's just like white privilege. You literally think it means that you're privileged financially, economically, everything because you're white. It never meant that. That phrase was coined when black people were getting killed all the time by cops. And it was high profile shit on TV every day. And cops were walking away scot-free, killing innocent people who were unarmed. That's when they coined that phrase. And all it meant is you're given the benefit of the doubt. A white guy and a black guy are standing next to each other and they're told one of those guys is committing a crime. Who do you think they're going to pick out of the two? Okay. So you're just given the benefit of the doubt. Given the benefit of a doubt. You see the puppets, Trump calling Putin, funny shit. No, what calling Putin? You mean who? Calling who Putin? Dylan Roof got Burger King after killing a bunch of black people. Thank you. Thank you. Black guys reach for their wallet. They get gunned the fuck down in their own cars. Dylan Roof killed a church full of black people and they took him to get Burger King. But you're right. It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't. There's no white privilege. I remember Nicholas Cruz, the one that did the Parkland school shooting. He killed 17 fucking teenagers. 17 teenagers, this piece of shit. The day before he did that, there was yet another story about some black guy. They showed the video. The black guy was totally unarmed, wasn't resisting arrest, and got shot in the back of his head. Okay? He just got pulled over for some bullshit, and it ended in that. Nicholas Cruz, after he killed 17 kids, he just walked away from the school. They found this kid walking, and they very calmly, very quietly arrested him Okay, like there was nothing to worry about. The guy still had his fucking AR-15 on him. No problems. No problems. So, it's one thing. Listen, to act as if there's no difference. If you want to, not support certain movements and shit, fine. But to act like there's no difference in how black and white people are treated in this country, you're out of your fucking mind. This guy is full of shit. Don't believe a word out of his shitty face. Could you tell me what I'm lying about exactly? What am I lying about? I know, Wayne. I know. I don't know why I think I can actually talk sense into them. You can't talk sense into the senseless. They're the dumbest motherfuckers on planet Earth. The MAGA people who I saw debate just yelled at everything you said and said it was false. I don't know what you mean by you saw them debate, but yeah, that's what they do. Yeah, they don't actually argue anything or even really debate anything. They just say, no, you're a liar, you're wrong, blah, blah, blah. It's all. Trump isn't part. Why is he orange, man? Jack that. I don't know, bro. When George Floyd overdosed, they rioted. When Charlie Kirk got murdered, had vigils, and extreme lefties tried running people over at the vigils. I don't agree with what they did. Yeah, it was all fucked up. I don't. But Michael or George Floyd did not overdose. That's not his cause of death. That's just you guys saying it. He got murdered. Oh, wait, let me read that again. When George Floyd overdosed, they rioted. When Charlie Kirk got murdered, they had vigils, and extreme lefties tried running people over at vigils. Yeah, I don't agree with that. But again, George Floyd got murdered. He didn't overdose. And Charlie Kirk got killed. Yeah. Hey, he said he knew it was going to happen. Charlie Kirk is on video saying, I want to see public executions. I want to see people executed in public, and I want children to have to watch. He got his way. He got exactly what he wanted, didn't he? Exactly what he wanted. Yeah, white privilege right here. A white guy who grew up in high middle class telling us how lower middle class poor people live. Are you talking about me? I grew up in high middle class. Jason, did you just make me a spoiled rich white boy? Where did you get that from? You see what I mean about you guys? That's literally how you provide facts. You just guess shit about people. I grew up in a high middle class home. Is that what you're saying, Jason, or do I have you confused here? Charlie Kirk did say that. He absolutely said that, Jeremy James TV. Here you go again. You guys never stop. No, George Floyd did not die of a drug overdose. Both the official autopsy by the Hennepin County Medical Examiner's Office and an independent autopsy commissioned by his family concluded his death was a homicide caused by the actions of law enforcement officers. You see what I mean? You guys lie through your teeth. That's why you love Trump. You're the same way. Prove that Charlie Kirk said that? All right. Hold on. I'll put it on the screen, make it better. I hope I can find it because these motherfuckers took a lot of this shit down, but it's got to be somewhere. There you go. All right. Let me pull this up. I hope I don't get in trouble for playing this. I better fucking not. Wait, I hit the wrong button. Don't ever call me out. I don't say things that I can't prove. I never do. I would think you know that by now.
Charlie, I didn't realize this, Jack. The last time that in Belarus, They used capital execution here was in 2019, and it was by firearm.
Yeah, that's how you should. By the way, this is my other problem with death penalty. It takes too long, too many
Too
appeals.
expensive.
It should be public. It should be quick. It should be televised.
Well, this can't be right, can it? The last
Now the dude's about to say children should have to watch and all that.
execution in France was guillotine in 1977.
100% true. They used the guillotine
Until
the whole way.
77?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
There's videotape of it.
Honestly, that's like what we should be doing. And I agree. It should be public
And
it should be public
televised.
square.
By the way, you could sell. You could fund
force
the
kids
government.
to watch it.
The guy just said force kids to watch it. Charlie Kirk keeps going.
To watch it.
You could have like brought to you by Coca-Cola, and
To watch it.
you could have
Public
and
should be public
televised.
square.
By the way, you could sell. You could fund
force
the
kids
government.
to watch it.
You could have like brought to you by Coca-Cola, and no, I'm not kidding. By the way, I would totally tune in to see some pedo get their head chopped off, convicted by a jury.
By the way,
peers.
all
I'm
of-
talking.
So there you go. Let me guess. He didn't say it still. All right. Tim Scott is the only black GOP senator. Only like 5 black congressmen there that are Republican too. Yeah. Charlie said lots of stupid things. He also said that if his 10-year-old daughter was raped, he would force her to have the baby. Isn't that a great guy? Yeah. Here, Andy Deal. I'll make it so at the very least you won't have to worry about chatting in the chat anymore. Bye. Charlie transitioned into a great fountain, probably the best I ever saw. Oh, come on, man. Jesus Christ. I call you out all the time. All you do is tell lies, asshole. Except I haven't lied yet. Tell me what I lied about. See, and that's their martyr. Yeah. Yeah. He wanted to see public executions done. Tyler Robinson said, I got you. Hold my beer. Where are the blacks in Trump's cabinet? Where do you think? Nowhere. I didn't hear nothing about kids from Charlie. Well, the guy said it on the podcast with him, and Charlie went right along with it. So, oh, yeah. No, it didn't go over their heads. They just deny that he said the shit. You know what I mean? You know what he's talking about? I do too. Jeremy, did he say he wants to see public executions? They should be quick and televised. Did he say that? Because don't go moving the goalpost, okay? It does criminals. It doesn't matter. What I said is that he said he wants to see people executed, and he didn't say it himself. The other guy said, and kids should be forced to watch. And he went right along and kept talking. He didn't say no. So did he not say that? He got his wish. I mean, technically he did. Oh, 20. Oh, yeah, right. You want to call me and debate? 410-951 or 941-98. Man, motherfucker. 410-941-9850. Charlie Kirk couldn't debate a real debater. The autistic kid from Cambridge University made Charles look stupid. So did Dean Withers and Parker. Yeah. He wanted to see public executions of convicted felons, not of innocent people. You know, you're saying it in a way he did not mean. No. Believe me, I've heard the way Charlie Kirk speaks. He doesn't care if they were convicted. He doesn't care. He just wants to see people executed. So there you go. Oh, I'm more credible than any of you and all of you combined. Michael Wags, you don't want to debate me because I'll eat you alive, and you know it. You guys are all cowards. You talk shit from the chat, but when it comes to actually talking to me on the phone or face to face, you'd never do it. You know, I know you guys. Believe me. I've done probably 50 of these live streams. I've probably had millions of viewers if you combine them all, and about 5 people have called in to debate me, and they all regretted it. No. He's a bad person, not for conversations. He said that if his daughter were raped, his 10-year-old daughter, he would force her to have the baby. So, Jeremy James, then call 410-941-9850. How am I a grifter? Can you tell me? Nah, Travis, I'm gonna do a quick debate if anyone calls, and then I'm gonna check out for the night. I did not plan on being on this long. How long have I been on? 2 hours. Holy shit. Brad Lang, Wayne Thompson, it doesn't matter if you think Floyd was a bad person. You guys are not judge, jury, and executioner. That's your problem, thinking you're above any other human being. 100%. Yeah. They do. They do believe that. Yeah. And it's 100% true. You could be a bad person. You don't want to see Trump. You don't want to see something like that happen to him, do you? And he's one of the worst people that's ever walked planet Earth. So only because he doesn't believe in killing babies. No. It's not a baby. Your fucking daughter gets raped. You get her the morning after pill. You fucking get an abortion immediately when you find out she's pregnant. I don't want to hear that bullshit. He's just a scumbag. His daughter's better off without him. Yeah, you are, Travis Murphy. Fentanyl was the executioner. Yeah, in your opinion, just because you like to say it, but as a matter of fact, it was actually Derek Chauvin who killed him. And you could look it up like I just did. Yeah, but there's facts and there's opinions, you know. Fact, look it up. Look what up, Eric. Look what up. About the fentanyl? I just did. But I'll do it again. Did George Floyd overdose? No, George Floyd did not die of a drug overdose. Both the official autopsy by the Hennepin County Medical Examiner's Office and an independent autopsy commissioned by his family concluded his death was a homicide caused by the actions of law enforcement officers. The primary cause of death was determined to be cardiopulmonary arrest resulting from neck and back compression during law enforcement restraint leading to an lack of oxygen. Yeah. He didn't overdose. And you can look up all different types of sources. There's mad sources here. Mad sources. There's Wikipedia. There's AP News. There's Al Jazeera. There's PBS. There's the New York Times. There's the BBC. There's Reuters. There's X. Yeah, that's it for now. You got to go to a different page if you want to see more. So I'm sure the fent didn't help either, but he definitely was murdered. But you're not sure, though, Mike. You know what I mean? You're not. You'd have to have predicted the future and say, oh, but if the cop didn't do that, he would have died of a fentanyl overdose. You don't know. That guy was enormous. He probably had a hell of a fucking tolerance for whatever he was doing. You know? No, well, that wasn't it, Wayne. You know what else reduces oxygen? Somebody having their knee on your neck. It's so funny how you guys pick and choose. So you're telling me that you're assuming the fentanyl caused his lack of oxygen, his reduced oxygen, but the cop's knee on his neck, nothing there. All right. And Mike, you're letting me down a lot today, I got to say. All right, guys, listen, I got to get going, man. Well, resisting arrest, the penalty for that is not death. It's not. So, what is this? Some parents had sex with their 15-year-old daughter or son. Justice isn't first time young parents age 27. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. I mean, as a person that's clean from opioids 13 years, I know for a fact it suppressed his nervous system. Okay, Mike. I mean, I guess you could say that, but the main cause of death was he was murdered. So I don't even know why you got to throw. I like you, Mike, but you throw shit in there like just to add doubt because you don't want to just say the guy was murdered. So it's like, well, in your opinion, it suppressed his nervous system. Meanwhile, what stage of it was he in? Did the fentanyl take effect yet? Do you know? How would you know? The knee and the weight took his life, guys. Calm down. We know. I know. And I love Mike. Mike is a good dude. I truly believe he is, but he just loves to argue even when he's wrong. He's like, well, but I'm still going to fit this in there. It's amazing that MAGA can see a pic of someone with a knee on their neck and assume it was an OD. The mental midget Olympics are in full force. Oh, shit. All right, man. I'm going to get going, guys. I'll see you next time. Have a happy Thanksgiving with your families. I hope you enjoy your day tomorrow. Peace.